Alright, so we have something pretty interesting going on with Chia in the smaller time frames, but for now we'll check out the daily, so that way we can see where Chia could head if this is the bottom. As I mentioned in my previous video, we're still seeing this bullish divergence on the RSI and the MACD with this uptrending level of support, whereas the price action is going down with a downtrending level of support. So if we have found the bottom here, we can take a fib retracement from this high to this low. You can see this actually lines up pretty well with these bottoms right here. So if we do manage to break this cloud as it is getting smaller, our first stop is probably going to be at the 382 level at $128. So if you're long on Chia right now, this is probably the level I'd be looking out for. Take a look at the Bitcoin pair. You can actually see the bullish divergence is breaking down. It's no longer valid. So as of right now, the only reason Chia is rising is because Bitcoin is rising. But if Bitcoin continues to rise, it could easily pull this up, so long as the Bitcoin pair stays at this range. If you take a look at the EMA ribbon, you can see Chia has been testing it since December. And remember, the more we test resistance or support, the more likely we are to break through it. Now, this isn't to say this will be the start of a new uptrend, because we could easily see something like back here, where we get rejected off the Ichimoku cloud and continue further down. But like I've mentioned in my previous video, we're already down 97%, so there really isn't a whole lot more room for this thing to go lower. If we take a look at the 4-hourly, we can actually see that we're forming somewhat of a cup and handle formation. If we take a line from this top to this bottom, we can get a price target of where this should break out to, which is around 80 bucks. Now again, these price targets don't always come to fruition. Sometimes they'll stop up halfway, sometimes they'll even blow past it. But it's kind of nice to look at where we could potentially be heading. If we take a look at the Ichimoku cloud and the EMA ribbon on this time frame, you can see we're currently trying to break through the red Ichimoku cloud, which is a good sign. We've also flipped the EMA ribbon green, and the spread is increasing, but not by a whole lot, although we are finding support on it right now. If we actually go back to the daily chart, you can see this price data that I've extrapolated from the cup and handle is pointing directly at the bottom of this cloud. Now, this isn't to say that it's going to smack us back down to new all-time lows, but in my opinion, I think we're going to see rejection here, a test of this red line, which marks the top of the cup and handle pattern, potentially trade within the Ichimoku cloud for a few days or weeks before breaking it and heading up to that 128 level that I mentioned earlier. So this is all I have for Chia today. This is not financial advice, and happy trading.